Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving into the world of AI today, specifically this new platform called DeepSeek.
Okay.
And, it's been making some waves, challenging, even surpassing some of those big U.S. tech giants in some pretty key areas.
Yeah.
And here's the catch. DeepSeek's, well, let's call it aggressive data collection and its close ties to China. Well, let's just say they're raising some pretty serious flags about user privacy. So let's unpack what exactly is making DeepSeek so disruptive, and more importantly, what you listening out there need to know to, make informed decisions about whether to use it.
Right.
Because it is pretty amazing tech.
It is. It really is. And it is really interesting how they're achieving these remarkable results with seemingly fewer resources.
Fewer resources.
Yeah, they're using these innovative techniques, workarounds, really, especially in response to those U.S. restrictions on those advanced chips.
Okay, now that piques my curiosity.
Yeah.
How are they managing to kind of outperform these major players with less advanced tech? It's
Right.
like they've found this shortcut that everybody else has just totally missed.
Exactly. They found ways to train their AI models
Yeah.
using a lot fewer of those really pricey high-end chips
Right.
than companies like Google or OpenAI.
Yeah.
So this could suggest a potential shift in the AI landscape.
Yeah.
Where getting those top-tier results might not be so dependent on having the most powerful hardware anymore.
So it's more about the software, the approach, the training.
Exactly.
Okay. So could this mean that AI development becomes more accessible then? Not just a game for these tech giants with bottomless pockets.
It's a real possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. If DeepSeek can achieve these results, it could open the door for smaller companies, startups even, to enter the AI arena.
Yeah.
And that could lead to a more competitive market.
Yeah.
Which could drive even more innovation.
Yeah.
And ultimately benefit users with more options,
Mm-hmm.
diverse options, affordable options.
That's a pretty exciting prospect, actually.
It is.
More competition usually means better products, right?
Yeah,
For
right.
everybody. But let's flip the coin here for a second.
Okay.
DeepSeek's success,
Right.
especially, topping Apple's App Store, that sent some real ripples through U.S. tech stocks.
Oh, absolutely.
Why such a strong reaction?
Well, I think DeepSeek's rapid rise
Yeah.
and popularity, it seems to validate this idea that AI technology, it's on its way to becoming a commodity.
Commodity.
Yeah, so what was once exclusive and expensive is becoming more commonplace,
Right.
more accessible.
Right.
And this shift, it challenges the dominance of those established tech giants and puts pressure on them to adapt, and quickly.
So it's not just about, a cool new AI platform. It's about this potential power shift in the whole tech landscape.
It really is.
But while all this sounds promising on the surface, DeepSeek's data collection practices are generating, some serious buzz, especially because they're a Chinese company and they store all that data on Chinese servers. So what are they collecting that has everybody so worried?
Well, DeepSeek is very transparent about their data collection. It's outlined in their privacy policy, which is a good starting point.
Yeah.
They break it down into 3 categories.
Yeah.
Information you provide, automatically collected information, and information from other sources.
Okay, so let's break those down. Let's start with the information you provide category. What
Right.
falls under that?
So it includes, the obvious things,
Yeah.
like your name, your email address when you create an account.
Right.
But it also includes everything you input into the platform.
Oh, okay.
So think text or audio prompts, uploaded files, feedback, even your entire chat history. It's basically anything you generate or share within DeepSeek.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about the information that they're gathering, kind of in the background?
Right.
What kind of automatically collected information are we talking about here?
That's where it gets a little more interesting. So DeepSeek automatically collects technical information, like your IP address,
Yeah.
which can reveal your location.
Yeah.
Unique device identifiers, it's basically a digital fingerprint
Mm-hmm.
for your device.
Mm-hmm.
And they also utilize cookies to track your browsing activity.
Right. Cookies are pretty standard for websites these days, but they're going a step further, right? Collecting like your device model, operating system, even keystroke patterns and system language. What's the rationale behind gathering such granular data?
That's the $1 million question,
Okay.
and one that privacy advocates are really scrutinizing.
Yeah.
It's unclear why DeepSeek needs such detailed information.
Yeah.
But it highlights the sheer volume of data they're accumulating.
Mm.
And remember, they track this across multiple devices. So if you use DeepSeek on your phone and then on your laptop, they can link those activities
Oh, wow.
and paint a very, very detailed picture of your online behavior.
So it's not just about what you're doing on DeepSeek, it's about everything you're doing online.
Exactly. And they're very upfront about the fact that all this data, no matter where you are in the world, is stored on servers in China.
Okay, so let's talk about this China connection
Right.
and why it's raising those red flags. Is it simply about data being stored in China, or is there more to it?
I think the concern stems from a combination of factors.
Yeah.
Chinese law mandates companies to share user data with the government upon request, with limited exceptions.
So essentially, by using DeepSeek, you're potentially giving the Chinese government access to all this personal information.
That's the worry, yes.
Yeah.
And it raises some serious questions about data privacy and security, your personal information, browsing history, even your AI conversations.
Yeah.
Everything is potentially subject to government surveillance.
Right.
This level of data vulnerability, it surpasses what we see with most other AI platforms.
So it's really unique in that sense.
It is. Even TikTok, which has faced its
Yes.
own share of scrutiny over data practices,
Right. Right.
at least stores some user data in the US and Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
DeepSeek keeps everything in China.
Oh, okay. So it seems like a trade-off. Access to cutting-edge AI in exchange for potentially compromising your privacy. Is that the new reality we're facing?
It's a question worth pondering, I think. As AI technology becomes more integrated into our lives, we need to carefully consider the implications for our privacy and our security.
Right.
You know, the choices we make now,
Yeah.
they will shape the future of AI development and data protection.
Yeah.
This is some heavy stuff to consider. We've established DeepSeek is a force to be reckoned with in the AI world. It's efficient, it's innovative, and it's readily available.
Mm-hmm.
But it also comes with some potential privacy risks,
Yeah.
especially for users outside of China. So before we get into some essential security tips to help you navigate this new world of AI, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about user security when it comes to these AI platforms like DeepSeek.
Right.
You know, beyond the data storage and the China connection, are there any other inherent security risks that maybe we're not even thinking about?
That's a really crucial point. You know, it's so easy to get caught up in the excitement
Yeah.
of using all these new AI tools, but basic online security, it's more critical than ever.
Right.
AI chat platforms are constantly collecting data about your interactions.
Mhm. You know, from what you type to the files you upload, even the way you interact with the interface, it can be tracked, it can be analyzed.
So it's not just about being careful about what information we explicitly share. There's more to it.
Right.
Like what else should we be aware of?
Well, for instance, have you considered the security of your account itself?
Oh, okay.
A strong, unique password. That's paramount
Yeah.
for any online platform, but especially for AI chat platforms that store such a wealth of sensitive information. You know, if your account is compromised, it's not just your DeepSeek interactions at risk. It's potentially all the data linked to that account.
Yeah, that makes you think twice about reusing passwords, doesn't it?
It really does.
Okay, strong passwords, check. What
Mhm.
what other practical steps can we take to protect ourselves?
Well, enabling data encryption whenever possible.
Right.
That's another crucial step. Encryption essentially scrambles your data, making it much harder for anyone with malicious intent to intercept it and read it.
Oh.
A lot of platforms offer some level of encryption, but it's not always on by default.
Right.
So it's worth digging into those settings.
Got it. Encryption, check. But with all this data being collected, is there really any way to control what they're gathering?
You can absolutely take control.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, be mindful of what you share.
Yeah.
It sounds obvious,
Yeah.
but it's easy to let your guard down when you're chatting with AI.
Right.
Remember, this isn't a casual conversation with a friend who'll, just forget what you said.
Right.
Avoid sharing sensitive personal information like your social security number or bank account details or other passwords. All that information is being recorded.
Yeah.
It's being stored.
Right. It's easy to forget that you're essentially interacting with a very advanced data collecting machine.
Yeah.
So thinking about, protecting ourselves.
Hmm.
What about VPNs?
Okay.
I know they can help with online privacy in general.
Right.
Are they effective when it comes to AI platforms?
VPNs can be a really valuable tool,
Yeah.
especially when you're using public Wi-Fi.
Oh.
They mask your IP address,
Yeah.
making it much harder for anyone to track your online activity, including your interactions with AI platforms.
Okay.
So if you're using DeepSeek or any other AI platform on a public network,
Yeah.
connecting to a VPN, it adds an extra layer of protection.
Makes sense.
So that works.
Especially given how much location data DeepSeek collects. VPNs check. What about cookies?
Right.
Those little trackers that follow us around the web.
Hmm.
Should we be clearing those regularly?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Clearing your browser cookies frequently. It limits the amount of data that websites,
Yeah.
including AI platforms, can collect about your browsing habits.
Right.
It's a simple action, but it's surprisingly effective
Yeah.
in protecting your privacy.
Okay. So strong passwords, encryption, being mindful of what we share, using a VPN, and clearing cookies. That's a pretty good list to start with. Anything else we should be considering?
Yeah, there are a couple more strategies that can really make a difference.
Okay.
Consider using a dedicated email address for your interactions with AI platforms.
Yeah.
This helps prevent them from linking your AI activity to your primary email account,
Right.
essentially creating a buffer between your personal life
Mm-hmm.
and your AI interactions.
That's a clever idea. I never would have thought of that. It's like creating a separate online persona.
Right, exactly.
Uh-huh.
For your AI interactions.
Yeah.
And finally, remember those privacy settings and permissions that we talked about?
Yeah.
Make a habit of reviewing those regularly for any AI applications on your devices.
Okay.
These settings can control the type of data an app can access, how it uses that data, and whether it can share your data with third parties.
Yeah.
So it's worth taking a few minutes to go through these settings and make sure you're comfortable with the level of access you're granting.
Right. Those privacy policies and terms of service are notoriously long and, and complicated.
Right.
But it sounds like taking the time to understand them. It's crucial when it comes to AI.
It really is.
Yeah.
These security measures we've discussed, they're not just about DeepSeek. They're good practice for any online platform,
Mm.
especially those that collect and store large amounts of personal data.
Great advice. It's empowering to know that we as users we have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
Hmm.
But with DeepSeek specifically, knowing how much data they collect and their unique connection to China, these security tips feel particularly important, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. DeepSeek's data practices, they bring the conversation about data privacy and security into sharp focus.
Yeah.
As AI evolves these
Yeah.
considerations,
Yeah.
they'll become increasingly relevant for users.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why of DeepSeek's rise, the potential privacy concerns that it raises, and now a whole arsenal of security tips to help keep our data safe. Now let's zoom out a bit and think about the bigger picture here. What does DeepSeek's emergence tell us about the future of AI? So we've explored DeepSeek's impressive capabilities. We've discussed those very real privacy concerns that it raises, and we've given you listening at home some security tips to help navigate this whole world of AI safely and responsibly. But let's take a step back. Let's consider the larger implications here. What does DeepSeek's emergence tell us about the future of AI, and what should users be thinking about as this technology just keeps evolving?
Well, I think DeepSeek's success, it really underscores the potential for AI to become more accessible and widespread. If they can achieve these impressive results with fewer resources,
Right.
it suggests that AI development might not be confined to just those tech giants with those massive budgets.
So we could see more companies, maybe even smaller startups entering the AI arena. That sounds like it could really shake things up.
Exactly. More players could lead to more competition, more innovation, and ultimately more choices for users.
Mm.
It's an exciting prospect, but it also raises some important questions.
Such as what kind of questions should we be asking as this technology continues to advance?
Well, if AI technology does become more of a commodity,
Right.
how will users decide which platforms to use?
Yeah.
Will it come down to just functionality and cost, or will data privacy and security play a more significant role in those decisions?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of questions we need to be asking ourselves.
That's a great point. Right now, DeepSeek is appealing because it's powerful and it's seemingly less expensive
Mhm.
than its competitors.
Right.
But knowing what we know about their data practices, would users still choose them if a comparable platform with stronger privacy protections entered the market? Would we be willing to pay a premium for that peace of mind?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one we as users need to start grappling with.
Yeah.
The choices we make today.
Yeah.
They will shape the future of AI development. If we prioritize functionality and cost above all else, we're sending a message to these companies that data privacy just isn't a top concern.
Yeah.
And that could have lasting implications for all of us.
It sounds like a classic dilemma, the allure of powerful technology
Mhm.
versus the potential cost to our privacy.
Right.
It makes you wonder if privacy is becoming a luxury that we just can't afford anymore in this rapidly advancing digital age.
It's a valid concern. We want to benefit from these amazing advancements in AI,
Of course.
but we also need to be mindful of the potential risks. We can't just bury our heads in the sand and hope for the best. We need to be informed. We need to make conscious choices about the technology we embrace.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners? What should they be thinking about as they navigate this new AI landscape?
I think the key is to be informed, to be proactive, and to be discerning. You know,
Yeah.
do your research before you use any AI platform.
Right.
Understand what data they collect, how they use it, where it's stored. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Demand transparency,
Yeah.
and most importantly, remember that you have a choice. You don't have to use every new AI tool that comes along. You have the power to decide what level of risk you're comfortable with.
That's empowering.
Yeah.
It means that we as users we have a role to play in shaping the future of AI. We're not just passive consumers. We have a voice. We can influence how this technology develops.
Absolutely. The decisions we make today, they'll determine what this technology looks like tomorrow.
Yeah.
So let's make sure we're making informed choices that protect our privacy, our security, and ultimately our future.
I love that. Informed choices for a better future. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into DeepSeek. We've explored the platform's impressive capabilities, discussed those very real privacy concerns that it raises, and equipped you with some security tips to help you navigate the world of AI safely and responsibly.
Remember, the AI landscape is constantly evolving. So
Yeah.
so stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay vigilant.
And on that note, we'll leave you with one final thought to ponder. If AI technology is truly becoming a commodity, will user privacy become the ultimate differentiator? Something to think about. Until next time, happy exploring.